Anyamboto welcomes you to Barrowsland Pips. Thank you so much to the subscribers. Please let's enjoy every moment. In today's Pip into Barrowsland, we look at a step-by-step demonstration of how to make a cassava cake or pudding. Okay, so we are going to look at a different way to look at cassava or way of eating cassava differently from the usual one. That is our cassava. So that is actually too much. We are not going to use all of it. And this is from our backyard, my backyard. Okay, so first of all, you start by removing the edges. Okay, so that if there is any part of the stem that is connected to the cassava, that is the time to remove it. So we are going to use just about 3 pieces of cassava. So after you have removed the edges, then you peel it. You peel the cassava nicely, making sure that all the covers are removed. So we have always eaten cassava as from Western Province or Northwestern, even Northern, but we have eaten it maybe raw, or we have eaten it by boiling. Maybe we have eaten it by soaking and then roasting or frying. Today we are going to look at a very special way of preparing cassava cake or pudding. So after you have peeled your cassava, then you grate it. Okay, you can see we are using the fine part to grate. If you don't have a grater, you can cut it into smaller pieces, put it in a pounding mortar and pound it. Okay, you pound it nicely so that it is well blended, not with big pieces but with the smaller pieces, because you have to like what we are doing now, you have to squeeze out excess moisture or excess juice or excess water, whatever you call it. So this is the time to remove the excess water. Some of the cassava does not have so much water, so there is no need for you to squeeze it. Like this cassava we are using here, it has very little water. Okay, so we are just dripping the little water that there is in this cassava that we are using now. So you squeeze out all the excess liquid. Okay, so once you have done that, okay, don't remove everything, just remove what could be excess. Okay, so you put in a different container, you get some more, and you do the same process of squeezing. Okay, a bit at a time, so that when you squeeze, the water or the excess moisture will come out. Don't overfill your sieve or whatever you are using to squeeze out the water. Okay, you can even use your hands. Okay, so you get your cassava grated or pounded, then you squeeze out the water, the excess moisture with your hands. So now that done, we are measuring to see how much we have. Okay, so we have put how many cups there? 1. This is that is the second one. Then we have the third one. Okay, so what are we going to do with this cassava? Okay, how many cups are we going to come up with? Coming up with, okay, 3. I think this is going to make a 4th cup. Okay, so we'll have cup number 4. Okay, so to every 4 cups you need 2 eggs. Okay, you need 2 eggs. Some of the ingredients that we have used here are optional. If you don't have them, you don't have them, it's fine. Okay, that is cup number 4. So you get there, you put it together, then you beat your eggs and add them to the cassava pulp. Okay, mix very well. Then if you have fresh milk, if you have condensed milk, this is the time to add. So we have a condensed milk, we also have fresh milk, we also have coconut milk. So we add all that. If you have evaporated milk, you can use evaporated milk instead of fresh milk. So here instead we are going to use coconut milk, fresh milk, and condensed milk. So you mix very well. Okay, the consistency is the one that is going to determine what you are making, whether that is a tin of, this is a tin of condensed milk. Okay, you can see that's condensed milk. Then a quarter cup of melted margarine is also added. Okay, we've added that condensed milk, the whole tin of condensed milk, and then we've also added a cup of fresh milk. We've also added melted margarine, a quarter cup. So this is the mixture that we have. You can see that the mixture is not too thick, it is light. And so the lighter the mixture, the then you are going to make a pudding. But if the mixture is a little thick, then you are going to make a cake. Okay, so the harder, okay, the lighter the mixture, the harder or the softer the cake will be, or the outcome of your baking. Then you get your pan, your baking tin, and you oil it nicely. Okay, oil it nicely, evenly like that. Okay, so that's what we are doing. After that, then you get your mixture and you pour it in the baking tin. Okay, like we are doing now. If you don't want to be pouring like that, you can be scooping. Okay, you get a cup and then you start scooping and pouring in the baking tin. Okay, that was enough for only one baking tin. Then you put in the oven. Okay, you bake at 180 degrees, 175, 180 degrees for about 45 minutes. Okay, so after 45 minutes, then you have to add a topping. That is, after 45 minutes, you remove it. Okay, then you make your topping. The topping is made with 1 egg. You can add coconut milk and condensed milk, a bit of each. So you mix them together, or you whisk them together, then you pour on top of your cassava cake or pudding, whatever you are making at that point. Then you evenly spread it to ensure that all the sides are covered with the topping. Okay, so at this stage you could also decide to add maybe sesame seeds or whatever other spice you might need to to add. But at the time of mixing the cassava pulp with the other ingredients, you could also add some essence like vanilla and whichever one you prefer. So this is the time. Now you put it back in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes or even 20 minutes. Our cake is done. Okay, our pudding stroke cake is done. Now is the time to taste. So that is how you go about making cassava pudding or cake. Okay, the consistency of the mixture would determine what you are making, whether a pudding. The lighter it is, then the softer it will be. Then the thicker it is, the harder it will be. So there you are. Let's try this recipe. We eat cassava in a different way. So thank you so much for watching. See you.